Evening all. Apologies for the short delay. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see some folk already in the chat. Eager, eager as always to get the show on the road. Evening Scott, evening Alf, evening Ross. See your request to go early. No worries, you play Exile, so I think we're going to be fine with that. Um, Steve, evening. Dimple, evening to you too. Let's have a look and see where we're at. First of all, this is of course the list of fixtures for this evening. Not sure if it was posted, but in case it wasn't, then here they are. Um, it was of course a very quick 3 game week or whatever you want to call it that we had the other night. So thank you to the managers for making sure we got that one out of the way. Um, this evening, this is how we roll. We have Foster Road hosting Dudley Hill. We have Haggis against East Coast, Los Santos against Fulchester. Sanctay, as I just mentioned, they're up against Exiles. 14th versus 1st. Um, Sloths are hosting Northern Burn. Stackington take on the Badgers, and finally Vikings against Stanley. Can see we have a few of the managers in the chat already, so that's good news. Vikings and Stanley managers are definitely here. Sanctay we can go with. There will be for sure managers joining shortly. I'm relatively confident of that if they're not here already. So, as always, make sure you drop your name in the chat just so I can see that you have actually arrived, and then we'll obviously start with Ross as requested and Sanctay. However, before we do that, let's have a quick look at the results in case anyone missed them. East Coast drew 2-2 with Stackington after being 2-0 down. Dudley Hill 2-0 winners against Los Santos. Northern Burn 3-2 winners against Sanctay in a game of a lot of chances. So that's where we are. In terms of the table, I don't think there's any massive surprises. No huge changes. Surprises, maybe yes. I mean, I don't think anyone really expected the Vikings to be up there after the season they had. Good start to the season for Badgers as well. Staggington in there and Fulchester as well. Teams that weren't doing particularly well last season. But we're 8 games in. Still a long way to go. But of course, it's always good to have points on the board. Exiles probably only 20 points away from securing a playoff spot. So good news for them and a bit of ground to make up for everyone else. Down at the bottom, Sloths is not looking brilliant. They have only 6 points, but 3 draws could have easily been a little bit better for them. Haggis and Sanctay with a game in hand down at the bottom. So that's where we are at. Back to the fixtures. As mentioned, we will go with Sanctay first, as requested by the manager. Couple of changes. Sowery's obviously out for them. So we've got Curtis coming in at fullback. There's also a bit of a change in the formation as Riquelme drops into the 3 AMCs with the arrow, and in his spot, the AMC moves into to a more attacking role, and it's Santa Cruz who takes that spot. We've got, I think Wellens drops out. I think it was Wellens who was sitting in that MC role. So that's how Sanctay lined up this evening. Those are the changes that the manager has made. Believe still traveling the world, or at least on holiday, is Ross. So hope you're still enjoying, mate. They are up against Exiles, league leaders. They've had great starts to seasons before. Exiles just kind of struggled to hold on towards the end, but it looks decent for them this season. It's a very good start they've had. A couple of changes for them. Roland Casano are now the partnership behind Vieri, who's back after injury. And that's obviously good news for them. They also have Mendieta, who came in. He played at AMC last time out. He moves back into central midfield for Vargas, who drops to, I don't know, out. He's not in there anymore. Legion Soul is still the defensive option for them for. Oh, they don't have any defensive cover on the bench. Okay, well, pardon me, but I thought that was the case, but probably I'm not sure if I misread that, but most likely Vargas should have been on the bench, should have been kept on the bench. I'm not sure how that would work out, but that's probably what I'm going for. I might have misinterpreted the instructions, but those are Exiles for this evening. And yeah, looking solid this side. I mean, Nesta's done particularly well so far, 825 average. He's been a very good for them. Costanzo as well in goal, 750 average, only conceding a goal a game. I think only perhaps Dudley. Yeah, Dudley has have a better defensive record than Exiles, but yeah, um, solid from Exiles so far. We'll see if they can build on that this evening, of course. First up, it's Sanctay against Exiles. We kick this one off as home side look to continue their goal scoring form from last time out, 3-2 defeat at Bern, but maybe keep a clean sheet would be useful. So we'll see how it goes with the 4-1-3-2 formation, four fullbacks, of course. I believe there was a game where they kind of nullified some wingers, but we will see how it goes in this one. Alf predicts a 2-1 shock win for Sanctay. Yeah, well, it is bottom versus top, so it would be a shock win, of course. If anyone else has any predictions or comments, then of course feel free to share them in the chat as well. Has been a fairly even first half, and it's Crespo who opens the scoring. They are well on the way to a 2-1 victory, um, as predicted by Alf. Good, solid defensive display for them. Again, I think the fullbacks, they're somehow. They're somehow nullifying the opponents with that flat back four. I'm not sure how it works, but it seems to have been playing out well for them. Huang and Igor Tudor, plenty of good passes from them as well. Sean Davis is on a yellow. Riquelme, looking decent there as well. No assist though, so it was all on his own that Crespo managed to do that. So presume the manager will be very happy with that. We'll have a look at the Excel stats. Sevens and sixes. It's been a bit of a quiet one for them. Casano is kind of doing bits, but the key in terms of key passes, there's a couple of for Smooch there. He's obviously always playing well, even Mr. Campbell and even Paul as well. But yeah, that's where we're at with Exiles. Sanctay, of course, Ross, if you want to make any substitution or any changes, Deisler for Zidane. Okay, we pulled Deisler. He's on a 6, and Zinedine Zidane comes on. Let's see what he can do. He's had the odd appearance here and there. 4 assists for Sloths, just the one goal in his Super League career so far in this iteration. We'll see if he can improve on that. So Deisler for Zidane is what we're going to do here at halftime, and just reduce the commentary speed. And first 15 of the second half coming up. It's Raul with the drive. Khan with a good save. Mendieta's in there with another attempt, but Khan picks up the loose ball and saves that one as well. I guess it'll go down as a save. We'll see. Mendieta now comes forward. Oliver Khan with a good punch. Khan with a fingertip save. It's been brilliant this evening so far, Oliver Khan. Had a bit of a dodgy start to the season, I believe, but is picked up now. He punches this one clear as well. Exile's really piling on the pressure here in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. Evening, Mr. Edwards. Good to have you here. There is Sancti with the second, and it's Curtis on his debut from that right back. Don't think anyone saw that one coming, apart from Alf, obviously, with his 2-1 prediction, which is still looking to to hold good. Um, let's see how let's see how that turned out. I mean, it's it's still Sancti. Sancti are in charge of this one. 2-1 up. Exiles looks as if they were coming back into it, at least creating a couple of chances, but it's still 7 and 6s for them. Nothing really working for the visitors at the moment. Sancti, meanwhile, John Curtis there, assisted by Emre, with his first goal for since since he joined the Super League. He's never played a game in the Super League before. Would you believe it? So well done, John. And yeah, good good performance from him. Fitness wise, I think we're looking okay for Sancte. Manager, of course, if you want to do anything at this point, then let us know. But you looks like you're on your way to 3 points. Yeah, we're starting indeed, Mr. Campbell. We're starting the evening with a coupon buster here. We'll see if Russ wants to do anything. Probably stick. You gotta stick at this point, haven't you? Really? I mean, Kivu could come in maybe on a left back, Ashley Cole, but yeah, we're gonna go as is. 2-0 up, so we can comfortably pick up the pace again. Um, and see if Oliver Kahn can continue with his sort of fingertip saves. Oh, there's Christian Vieri. There is Christian Vieri, just as I said that. And there's Christian Vieri again. Exiles have drawn level. Luck has run out for Sancte. It was looking so good for them. But then Christian Vieri, who's just come back from injury, really puts his foot down and says enough is enough. Fires in two quick goals with just a minute or two in between them there, and it looks as if Exiles continue to be dangerous. Interesting to see who got the assists. Meanwhile, there's an injury um, for Sean Davies. It is who's picked up an injury here. I guess the obvious would be to um, maybe just throw Christian Kivu in there. Wellens maybe. I guess with one or two to go, it's not that important. Oof, 34% fitness. That's going to be a slightly longer one, I fear. But we'll see what the manager says in terms of substitutions here. Probably pulling his hair out, having conceded those two goals when things were looking up for Sancte. But we will have to, of course, get us up on here for the last couple of minutes. Can't keep a good man down, Christian Vieri, can you? Shagger, Bobona, as he's affectionately known as well, I believe. Not sure if Ross has gone off in a hop somewhere. Oh, there we are. Um, right, okay. Wellens on. Riquelme Zidane terms it well. Actually, tactical changes are not allowed at this stage. It is only a substitution, so I'm going to stick with just popping Wellens on there. We can't. Tactical substitutions are only, or changes are only red cards, and all these aren't they? Someone correct me. Can we move players at this point? Yes or no? Does anyone remember what the rules are? No, me neither, to be honest. 45, 60 and a red. Right. Okay. Good. 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 Because I allowed it before and it was wrong. Right. Excellent. Right. Last couple of minutes coming up there then. Um. And Santa Cruz past Mike Duff, crack at goal, goes wide. Lovely move by Sancte. Should have perhaps finished it. Yeah. So apart from those 2 minutes, I mean, it's as even as it gets. 8 and 5, 8 and 5. And obviously, Smooch finally got his assist after having those key passes. Mendieta with an assist as well. Very strong the Exile side, and they rescued a point here. Um, yeah, a little bit disappointed. Sancta, of course, being 2-0 up on the balance of things against the top side in the league. Probably not the worst result, but when you're down at the bottom of the table, it's all about the points, isn't it? So yeah, commiseration, Scott Ross. Shame, but yeah, I would have took a draw beforehand. Yeah, as mentioned, but still 2-0 up. It's always a little bit. So, but there we are. Um, so congratulations to the Exile side for that late recovery. Let's see what else we've got to fix this. Let's see what managers we've got in the house. Steve said he wanted to go on a little bit later. We've got Mr. Campbell. That means we have Haggis against East Coast. Dimple was here as well, so we could potentially do that. Get the two bottom sides out of the way early on. So yeah, let's dive into this one. Haggis against East Coast. That sounds like a good one. Two of the top sides from last season who are finding themselves both below the dotted line. First of all, we have Haggis, another slight tweak to the tactics. I believe this is what it should be. But of course, Mr. Campbell, if you see anything wrong, feel free to correct me. Struggling like, yeah, you are struggling a bit, to be honest. You are struggling a little bit. A shame, of course, Haggis doing so well last season. They haven't done a huge amount in the transfer market, but it's obviously been enough to upset the apple cart a little bit. Looks all good. Inzaghi starts in front of Figo and Jax, who is yet to find the scoring boots that he had at Los Santos last season. Cruz is there, of course. Bauma's on the left wing, and Jeremies is back from suspension. I can't really remember when he was suspended, but it wasn't that long ago. He's only played 4 games all season. So that's Haggis. East Coast go unchanged. They still are missing Constantino. Sam Mendes, no, Sebastian Mendes is also out injured. I'm not sure he would be starting. I saw that the That yeah, maybe a DMC or something was it Dimple was after. Anyway, we'll see if anyone will be looking to do deals. But unchanged for this evening, East Coast. Amoroso starts. Fernando Torres remains on the bench. Good start for East Coast, I think. Had a couple of chances there. Kuhl was involved. Um, And there's Amoroso. Oof, the goal won't stand, ruled out for offside. Looked as if East Coast had taken an early lead there, but Amoroso had stayed in an offside into an offside position. But there he is. This time he was definitely not offside. I think it was Robin with the assist. East Coast take the league on 20 minutes. They have been pretty much in control of this one. There's Robin picking up a yellow though after his good actions earlier on in the game. Here comes Emerson, and there's Amoroso again. He is absolutely unstoppable. Few changes that Haggis have made, I think, to the personnel has definitely not improved them, unfortunately. And it's Sambrata coming forward, and that is probably done and dusted 3-0 up here at halftime. Three shots, all three on target, all three went in. Haggis not a single shot on. Um, Two assists for Ian Robin. He is somehow only on an 8. Um, and Amoroso with an assist and two goals and somehow only on a 9. They've hardly touched the ball, but they've been exceptionally clinical and yeah, that's not gone well. Five's incoming. Well, a five for Westerveld. Obviously losing the talismanic keeper was a big loss for Haggis as well. But there are other places where it hasn't worked out. Maybe bringing in Kalajax has also not had the desired effect. Jeremy's, who was very great when he first joined for Del Vecchio, done well, but not been brilliant so far this season, I think. So yeah, it's a tricky one. We'll see if Haggis can turn it around in this match, and if perhaps not, but maybe over the rest of the season. Dimple says as is, Casillas Peace Guerrero for Freddy. So we'll drop a new keeper and we'll drop Guerrero into central midfield for Lundberg as well. Excellent. Move Petkov, move Petkov to the app like this maybe. Hello, Alex. Freddie MC left, Petkov left of Jeremy's arrow MC, please. That's you took Freddie Lundberg off, so I believe so. Guerrero, yeah. You mean Guerrero at MC with an arrow, yeah. That's my guess anyway. No, no worries. Um, don't need to apologize for your kids. Excellent. Julian Guerrero comes on for Lundberg. New keeper comes on as well. Let's see if that improves Haggis's position. Um, Man has already conceded defeat, as is customary. Figo Jax. Jax beats Emerson. Kevin Campestrini dishes out a card though. We'll see what else happens here. Nothing really. Um, yeah, East Coast had a shot, but it wasn't on target. Haggis have done nothing. So that didn't really do anything. East Coast, yeah, still looking solid. Yellow cards across the DMC line, or at least for two of them. Amazon and Celius picks up those yellows. Zanetti not. So, yeah, nothing else really to notice at this point. 82 fitness for Amoroso. Torres maybe to come off the bench. Who knows? It looks pretty decent to be honest. We'll see if Dimple wants to do anything at this point. Perhaps not 3-0 up, but we'll see. Haggis meanwhile. Let's have a look at their stats. Yeah, I mean, it's just not brilliant. I mean, not a lot of really changed in the first 15 of the second half. It was still kind of sort of the legacy of being poor in the first half. We'll see if the manager wants to do anything. Has of course already made two substitutions. Amoroso, he's on a hat trick, but nope. That's him done for the evening. Haggis meanwhile, Montella, of course, could come off the bench to perhaps do something in the last 28 minutes. Kobiashvili, maybe not, maybe not the match winner or the game changer that the manager will be looking for, but there is of course one substitution still to make and possible to make some swaps. Yeah, hooked on a hat trick. That's cruel, isn't it? That is cruel. We'll see if Campbell wants to do anything, or if he is happy to leave the boys out there to suffer towards the end. Mont four in Saki, three up top, Jacks in the middle. There we go. Let's see. Cudicini is available. Casillas is a Super League winner, multiple, multiple time Super League winner, I'm sure. Let's see the last half hour how this goes. East Coast still 3-0 up. It's got to take something very special. Red card for the keeper, maybe something like that. We arrows. Right, multiple messages. Less of them in the future, please. Penalty is awarded. Is Robin. It's 4-0. Small arrows made no difference. Not in a positive way. Anyway, it's all gone terribly wrong for Haggis, unfortunately, this evening. Um, some Broughton outs come forward. It never looked like they were going to be anywhere near it. Morale maybe in the squad is not brilliant. Something is wrong anyway at Haggis, and yeah, this hasn't gone well. Question is, will we see Jacques in a lone striker role? Perhaps that could be interesting later on. Anyway, Kovalchuk picked up an assist. So did Amoroso, of course, as we mentioned. Iron Robin gets the man of the match for his 2 assists and the goal. Brilliant performance from East Coast. Back to winning ways for them. Haggis back to the drawing board, unfortunately. Did I miss the Haggis stats? Oh, I'll do them at the end of the. You'll see them, Ian. Don't worry. I'll get you the stats. Don't worry. Um, let's go with I believe Sloths, and I believe both Alpha and Mr. Edwards are here, so that seems like an obvious place to go as well. It is Sloths against Northern Burn, isn't it? Yes, it is indeed. Let's have a look at Sloths who are back to their version 1 formation. Um, uh, no rush. Well, it's not going to be pleasant reading, I guess. You're not going to do much about it anyway, in in terms of that. But never mind. I'll get them shown anyway. Um, Sloth's back to the original formation as mentioned. Alf testing out a few players in new positions. Um, De Jong is a new one. Flo up front, Torander Flo. I'm not sure if he's featured a lot in the Super League in the past. And Araujo on the Sparta cannon fodder. Araujo out on the right hand side. We'll see if these changes will bring any luck to the Sloths. Who knows? Um, De Jong, interesting player. We've not really seen much of him. He's had a game or two before for Sloth, but didn't do much. But we'll see if he's matured a little bit. Other new faces, Gareth Barry, maybe a relatively sort of newcomer to the league. Featured for Dudley Hill, didn't do particularly well, but maybe here at Sloth he can do something. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. And Arouille, the manager, still of course still interesting to see. Interested in seeing what he can contribute. So that's the Sloth side that takes on Northern Burn this evening. It'll take less time to go through the changes for Northern Burn because there are none, I should expect. Yeah, as mentioned, not been the best season for Northern Burn. They are still working on turning this around. They had a big 3-2 win last time out, but sort of stuttering a little bit. No clean sheets. It's not been brilliant. Let's be honest, it's not been brilliant for them. But it's Northern Burn. Things are bound to change sooner rather than later. So let's see if it's tonight. They might be able to pick up their second win in a row, or maybe Sloths will hold on for their second win of the season. Let's see how it goes as Sloths take on Northern Burn. It's a decent start for Northern Burn, but Sloths have had a chance or two as well. 30 minutes up now, not a huge amount has happened. There is Biscan picking up an injury. I believe Stephen Reed would be a sort of a pretty solid replacement there. For Biscan, Placente eventually can probably play pretty much anywhere with his positioning, passing, and general high stats. But we'll see what the manager wants to do. Straight for swap for Stephen Reed. Very versatile player, of course. Stephen Reed, great to have in your squad. So we'll leave it at that until halftime. Uyu there could have picked up a yellow card, but got away with a warning. Nolan Byrne with a couple of chances there just before the end. Yeah, it's not been a super exciting first half. Sloths didn't really do much. Northern Byrne didn't do too much either. Lost a bunch of headers. That's about it. Yeah, the wrong not covering himself with glory in the air there. Maybe not his job either, but yeah, that's not gone particularly well. Patrick are doing a solid enough job in midfield and DI as well. Candela, surprisingly, sort of poor-ish performance from him, but yeah, overall not terrible for Northern Burn. Still very much in this match, as is says Mr. Edwards, of course. Woodgate's on an 8, De Jong is on a 6, so is Araujo, so is Torre Andre Flo. Those are some of the two of the new faces, both on sixes, and Araujo in that unusual sort of right back position is also not doing particularly well. We have Luis Sao probably on the bench. That would be an obvious substitution for Torre Andre Flo, but let's see if the manager is going to give them another 15 minutes to try and convince him of their worth. Araujo, of course, could swap with Placente, who could then swap with Toneto to go to that right hand side. Um, yeah, that's also an option, of course. Cudicini, as mentioned, on the bench. Perhaps on his way to Hackers, who knows? As is to 60, says the manager, so that is what we are going to do. Iran comes forward into Impenta, who's in good form at the moment, but left Rupula saves it. It's a corner kick. Aymar takes the corner. There's NDI, and there is Northern Burn opening the scoring. From the corner kick, straight into the head of NDI, finds a way past the keeper. Left Rupulos unable to stop that 6 minutes into the second half, and Northern Burn take the lead 1-0. And Yaya takes a free kick there, trying to be the provider this time. Sadov picks the ball up and clears it, though. Sloth still haven't really created anything, although here comes our Uyo. And there's Reed, there's Kessman, Nutmegs Campbell moves forward. Buffon with a good save. That would have been a great goal. I think it was Sloth's first sort of proper meaningful chance of the game. Kessman, but he was thwarted by the Northern Burn keeper. 2-1, 4-4. Rui Costa's having a bit of a crappy game. It was Pablo Aymar, as mentioned, who got the assist on that corner. NDI is on an 8 after scoring. Buffon with an 8 from a decent enough performance in goal. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. I presume that's going to be an assist from the manager. Although you might want to see Roy Mackay for Rui Costa. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, as is. We'll have a look at sloths instead then. Sadov's on a 6, Toranda Flo's on a 6, and Uyu is on a 6. Fitness wise, Biscan's on 51, but he's of course already off. I'll just show it here so it's a little bit more clear. Fitness is looking good. Match ratings. Araujo, as mentioned, that's a swap for Placenta potentially, with Toneto and him swapping sides, and or Placenta playing on the right. I guess it's not impossible. Luis Sao could come in for Torrando Flow as well, if the manager so wishes. That also seems like a relatively obvious substitution option. But we'll see what Alf wants to do here on 63 minutes, as he looks to improve on the slot's fortunes. John de Jong, decent enough game for him. He's on a 7, not done too badly. Gareth Barry as well spoke about that in the beginning. He's doing okay too. So it's kind of creatively going forward. It's still lacking a little bit for the home side. Clarence Seedorf, who can be very hit and miss, sort of in the Rivaldo category. I believe you could say. Not been brilliant for him. He has got a goal and an assist, but it just kind of it's too irregular his contributions really. Manager goes Luis Sao for flow, and that's it. So let's beat this one back up again, and we'll see if Sloths And it is Luis Sao, scores on his debut, comes straight in and puts them back into the game. Just been on the pitch a couple of minutes, and he's already proven his worth to the manager. Here comes Kesman. Campbell tackles him, brings out a yellow. Here comes the Kurlais with the free kick. 20 yards out, there's Luis Sao running again, doing all he can to 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 show his worth, to show that he should be starting next time out. But looks as if that's going to be it from him, maybe, unless he can find something in the last couple of minutes here. Impensa into the box. Impensa had a shot a goal, but the good save there from the Sloths keeper. Northern Burn again, man, not managing to hold on to a lead. Sloths find a way back into it with that substitution. Louis Sao comes in and rescues a point for the home side. Good result for them, considering that they were 1-0 down. Northern Burn NDI man of the match on a 9, but we'll be a little bit disappointed to have conceded that goal and only picked up 1 point on the road. Not terrible, but not brilliant either, considering the gap that is widening and widening. Meanwhile, Sloths, overall, yeah, I mean, it turned out good in the end, to be honest. Araujo, I mean, there are probably better options on that right hand side. But everyone else did good, and Biscan would have probably done well if he'd continued and not picked up an injury. So yeah, not bad at all. And of course, Luis Sao, who's not really done a lot. He was at Exiles and didn't do anything. He had a game and a bit for Sancte, didn't do too well. And yeah, that's how his sort of career has gone so far. Sol Campbell was impressive indeed, very good, very well spotted there. 13, 10, and 4 key tackles, absolutely dominating in the air as well. So yeah, solid performance from him next to Cannavaro, the captain. Yeah, just a little bit more clinical up front, and Northern Burn would have perhaps won this one, but well played to Sloss. Good changes from the manager, and a solid point there for the home side. So moving on, who else do we have in the chat that I have noticed from earlier? Alex is here. Who are you playing? You're playing Badgers. Vikings and Stanley. I believe Scott was here. Perhaps he still is. Um, Worth taking a punt on for sure, because I think he's the last manager who's here who has an. I've not seen Tato, uh, Dan, and Smart's not seen them either. So yeah, so let's go Vikings Stanley. It doesn't help either if you know it doesn't really, um, but there's less harm to the one who would have lost. Vikings unchanged. What else can you do? They're on a good run. They're on a very good run. Vikings. 3-3. What am I saying? 3-0. They won last time out against East Coast. They have a home game against Stanley. Or they're not playing LSK. Who are LSK playing? What am I missing here? I confused myself? Aha, LSK. Aha, aha. Yeah, that's Colchester. Aha, indeed, indeed. So it doesn't really matter because none of you have your opponents here. I'm not sure if Mike is here. Anyway, we're gonna go with Vikings anyway because I've decided already. Um, So here we go, Vikings, as mentioned, unchanged because they're on a brilliant run. Just waiting for Nedved to come back, which will perhaps make them even stronger. Could push for a top 1, 2, 3, whatever finish. Vikings here. They're looking good value for money for sure. Arca, of course, as we mentioned before, one of the players of the season, 8, 3, and 5, 8 contributions in 8 games, 4 man of the match awards. That is absolutely brilliant from him. But overall, they've done a lot better this season, and they've managed to find some goals as well. Shevchenko with 5 and 8. That's a brilliant return from him. Estebaria, who joined not at the super start, but he's doing good enough to keep them entertained, the Viking supporters. So it's Vikings against Stanley. Stanley with a couple of changes. They have a backup keeper. Molina is the goalkeeper because Esteban is injured. Van der Sar is on the bench. Neville is injured. Johnson takes his place. Paredes comes in place of Johnson in midfield. Semak goes to central midfield for whoever it was. Walker, I believe. Moldovan, a new signing, comes in on the bench for Georgic, an interesting player from Romania. We'll see if he will see some action this season. But yeah, and there's another very interesting player to come in for Savage just in time. Mike, brilliant, good to have you here. Good to see you. Red Rose Stanley, can the shrimp formation. Yeah, you made it just in time. We're just about to kick off. Moldovan takes a number on the bench there. Ronaldo will be selected as captain. I guess that's going to be fine. Vikings against Stanley. We kick this one off with both managers in the house. Action-packed first 10 minutes, and it's Shevchenko with his sixth of the season. Vikings opening the scoring on 10 minutes. Guillermo looked to have had a brilliant chance, and Del Piero picks up a red card. I mean, played Vikings in two league this week. How did the other game go? Did you also go one goal down and get a man sent off in the first 40 minutes? I hope not. I can centralize Ronaldo, but of course, if you want to do something else, then please let me know. Play on. Okay. We'll play on till halftime. It's only a couple of minutes away, and here it is. Indeed, indeed. Goal down, yeah, but not the red. Nah, I'm sorry about that. Oh my goodness, it has been pretty much everything Stanley. Four shots, all four on target, but Vikings managed to survive and hold on. They've had just the one from Shevchenko, which found the back of the net, and then Stanley, of course, will Del Piero with a two-footed tackle there, went down to 10 men. Ronnie J is on a five. Lee Young Kyo's on an eight. It's a bit of a mess apart from that in terms of sixes and not brilliant performances. Lee Young Kyo will be disappointed to have to put up with this today, to be honest. Um, yeah, I mean, Robbie Savage, Wes Brown, Florian Moldovan are the options on the bench. Play on for now. Vikings, meanwhile, I'm presuming this is going to be an assist from the manager as well. No assist for that one. Shevchenko found the back of the net. No key passes. Arcas on a seven, been a little bit quiet today. So yeah, not a lot has happened for the Vikings in that first half, um, but they're winning 1-0, so I guess that's all good. We'll see if Steve wants to do anything, and he says as is as well. So we shall roll until 60. And Ronaldo comes forward, went past Arca there, ahead of Ronaldo. Stanley are, I mean, they are in control of this one, and it's Ronaldo with his whatever of the season, three, four, five. I'm struggling to keep up. Best season he's had in the Super League in a while, I think. Still early doors, of course, but it's looking good for him. AMC with an arrow, and here comes the 60 minutes. Let's see match stats. Yeah, both teams had a shot in the second half. Both of them were on target. It was Ronaldo with his sixth goal of the season. What? We had nine for Fulchester back in the day. Now, still a few to go, but come on, man. Who expected this from Ronaldo? Not seen numbers from him ever before. Mr. Cheddar with the assist there. And yeah, that's pretty. You're down at five, but I mean, 1-1, you're down to 10 men. It's looking good. I mean, what do you do? It seems a bit risky to change something, but we will see. Mike's not known to be afraid of change, so maybe. Vikings, meanwhile, Esperia is on a six, so is Volodenkov. It's not been brilliant, not been vintage Vikings, but they're not losing, and I guess fitness could potentially show here towards the end. So there is that to look forward to. They have Kutuzov on the bench, who could potentially come on for Esteberia, I guess. Sorochinsky could maybe cover for Volodenko if that was needed. It'd be silly to change, even though I want to bring the new guy on. Fair enough, Mike. We will play on. We will play on with Stanley. Vikings, meanwhile, let's see if the manager wants to do anything. Obviously, it could be tempting to make a substitution. I'm not sure if he wants to move anyone around. Kudasov for Esteberia. It's an obvious swap, I guess. Kudasov recently joined as well, I guess. Oh, was it last season from Los Santos? Not a player who's done a whole lot in the Super League so far either. Decent enough numbers, but not really had a huge impact. We'll see in the last half hour if tonight will be his night, or if Stanley can continue their sort of effective pressure and coming forward. Oh, that is Hersey with the score with the goal for Vikings. It did look. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a straight swap for Salas, I guess. Just waiting for the manager to confirm that. There's 13 minutes left to play. Stanley are one goal down, and it was Hersey who got that, the second for the Vikings. Good news for them. Bad news for them is that Shevchenko has gone off injured. Julio Arca probably got an assist there. He's up to a nine now. We will see how bad it is at the end of the game with Shevchenko, of course. Just the last 30 minutes coming up. We'll slow this down a little bit, see if Stanley can find a way back into this. But it looks as if the sort of fitness levels of the Vikings players have started to show after Stanley were doing all of the running with 10 men for the last 40 minutes. And here comes Vikings again. It's Arca. Great football by Vikings. 5, 6 minutes left to play now, but it's Stanley who comes forward. Lee Yong-pyo got a brilliant first half, passes to Guillerme. That was an offside, though. That kind of was the end of that attack. Paredes comes forward. Semak now comes forward. It's Stanley pouring forward still, despite being down to 10 men. They are not going to go down without a fight here, and it's Vikings who are holding on kind of thing with just the 4 minutes of added time now coming up. There's Ronaldo coming forward again, takes on Van Bommel. It's an indirect free kick. Fierce shot, clean over though. Unfortunate for Stanley. Plenty of chances for them. Vikings perhaps a little bit lucky to still be holding on to the lead rather. John Terry goes down. There was a body check, and that's going to be the last action of the game. Indeed, good chances for Stanley. A little bit unlucky, I would have to say, to not get away with at least a point from this one, considering how well they played and how many chances they created. Parade is surprisingly down on a 5. He's been sort of fairly solid. Oh, yes, at a 5. Vikings indeed go top. Ugo Ehiogu is down on a 5. Unfortunate for him. Overall, I thought that was a decent enough Stanley performance. Unlucky, unlucky to have lost there, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Um, Big moment here. Shevchenko only 60, so that's probably not a particularly sort of bad injury. Arca didn't get an assist. He got a 9. So did Edmonton, also got a 9. But it's Hersey with his goal and an 8 who picks up the Man of the Match award. Defensive display fairly solid from the Vikings here as well. John Terry did pretty good. Paredes look happy to talk. Oh my goodness, transfer requests. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Transfers, they will be processed, I promise. Not sure when, but they will be done as soon as I can. Um, Good. We're still waiting for Dudley, I guess. We have got who else have we got left? We have got Alex against Badgers. We have got Scott was here earlier. Maybe he's still here. It maybe would be worth doing a Los Santos against Fulchester. Um, I think that's what we're going to go with. And then Staggington, because Tatum might turn up. I don't know if Smuts will be here. We'll save Steve till the end as requested. So let's do that. Let's do LSK now, because I did mention them earlier and then I didn't do it. So let's do LSK now. A couple of changes. Oh, sorry, one change for them actually is Saha, who comes on for Cabello, I guess, is the only change for Los Santos so far. As you have probably noticed, Scott is planning a a bit of a rebuild, which is great. Great dedication with just the games of the season left to play. But yeah, he's going for it, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what those transfers will bring for Los Santos come the end of the season. It's been a tricky last 3 games for them. They've got Fulchester at home now. Then it's Stackinson and Haggis and Exiles away. They're obviously hoping for a few more points, but the whole Kalajaks not being there anymore thing has been an issue for them. And of course, Andre picking up the injury. Marcus has not done badly, but well, he'd have a 3, I guess, at Stanley, but he's not done badly in the 2 games that he's played here. But Los Santos have struggled, to be honest. They're up against Fulchester. Couple of changes for them. Ayala is out. I believe Litos is the one who comes in. Michelini is out. Petrov comes in for him. And yeah, apart from that, they're unchanged. Obviously, they had a very good start to the season. The last couple of games have not been brilliant. But yeah, here's another away game for them. But then they have got 4 home games in a row coming up after this. We'll see if Fulchester can pick up points. So let's go with Los Santos against Fulchester. Hopefully Scott is still here. And yeah, let's see who runs out the winners of this one. Pamoduka, who apparently is going to be towards the top of the average rating charts come the end of the season, on the right side of the DMC line for Los Santos. Linesman has to flag up, and it's Saha scoring on his debut. Los Santos opening the scoring here against Fulchester, who are without two of their important players. One of them a central defender, and that is never good to be missing when Los Santos are in a scoring mood. Sigalko not the man who finds the back of the net. I believe he is leaving the club though, so maybe the manager's not too concerned about it. Looks as if Saha has been the one who's getting the chances. Los Santos have had a couple of more shots, just not been able to extend that lead. Still holding on 1-0 though. Fulchester has had a couple of sort of sporadic attempts, but no real sustained pressure from the away side. And it's Digalco, it's Maxim, it's the man we just spoke about, making it 2-0 for Los Santos. Fulchester back to struggling ways, unfortunately for them, after that brilliant start to the season. Los Santos 9-7, Fulchester 3-1. Not pleasant reading for the manager. Litos is on a 5 coming in there. He did have a 7 last time he played. Not covered himself in glory whenever he's been called into action for Fulchester, and today is no exception, unfortunately. Materazzi's down on a 6 as well, though. Roy Keane on a 6. Gattuso on a 6. Lame. It's yeah, it's a disappointing away performance from Fulchester here. Manager would have been hoping for more, obviously. Los Angeles, meanwhile, Manuel Petit, who's been brilliant for them, he's on a 9. Sigalco is doing good as well. Day out on the left hand side, picking up an assist. Pamukas on a 7. Um, Not sure if any of the managers are actually here, but of course, I'm presuming that Scott was going to roll on this one. Doesn't look as if there's any real risk of injury, and everyone's been playing well. Fulchester, not blessed with a giant amount of options on the bench. Viduka eventually, but 2-0 down. I'm not sure that's where the problem lies for them. Just give it another couple of seconds just in case Scott still is here. Wouldn't appear to be the case, so we will just roll till 60, just in case. Just in case either manager turns up or is here, and it just comes as a shock to them that they're playing. Let's see. 60 minutes is coming up now. Gattuso Olisadebe. Petro was tripped by Tsigalco. Tsigalco uh, gets a warning or a yellow card. Something happened anyway. Marcos beats away the ball. Petro was tripped by another warning for Tsigalco. And a couple of good saves. Evening, Mr. Tato. Just in time. You're up next. And here we are. 9-7. Fulchester have had a couple of good chances here in the second half. Oh, and Scott, you are here. Brilliant. Just in time for your 60 minutes, which is probably the first time you would have done anything anyway. And you are winning, so all is good. Fulchester, it's not been brilliant. Um, Robbie Keane is on a 5. That's no good. Neither is that Letus is on a 5. Stephen Petrov on an 8. Decent enough performance from him, but Fulchester, they're not. They're not looking great in this one, I have to say. Los Santos, meanwhile, are brilliant. Scott's here to say, as is, presumably, unless you want to see Barry Ferguson or Fernando Morientes in action. Perhaps Roshiki, but yeah, it's looking good for you. Julius Agahawa's down on a 7. He's not. He's probably the only one who's not really doing a whole lot out on that wing. Roshiki could potentially play there, I guess, but overall, yeah, it's looking fairly solid for Scott here with a half an hour to play. Indeed, I was especially keeping the Badgers until later on. Scott says roll. Let's see. We had a late 2-0 comeback earlier this evening. Will there be another one, or will Los Santos hold on to this one? Oh, Chicago thought he'd found the back of the net. He had, but it was ruled out for offside. And instead is Litos, who had a terrible first half, who's pulled one back for Fulchester. They are not out of this one yet, believe it or not. We'll slow down the commentary speed just a little bit, just in case it gets super exciting here at the end. It did look as if it was, a shot from nowhere that somehow managed to find the back of the net. Fulchester had not had many chances in those 30 minutes, but Litos was there. to take advantage and pull one back for Fulchester, but it looks as if that's going to be all a little bit of a squeaky bum time here for Scott right towards the end. But yeah, that was the only shot that Fulchester had in target on the second half, and Los Santos pretty much in control apart from that. Litos then gets a six for his efforts. Found that the back of the net there. Jogatos with the assist for them. Yes, Los Santos hanging on. Yeah, good performance, as mentioned by Emmanuel Petit. He picks up man of the match. Everyone else is on sevens and eights. So this tactic probably gets. Although I got a tactic foul from Scott, maybe this maybe this particular tactic will live to fight another day. We will see with the new faces that come in. But good result for Los Santos here against Fulchester. Next up, we have Stackington in the penultimate game of the evening. We have Stackington against the Badgers. Stackington, two changes for them. They're both on the bench. It's Yakubu who comes in for Grunke, and it's Palermo who comes in for Jeffers. They had that 2-2 draw with the East Coast last time out. So, yeah, not looking too bad for Stackington. Eto, who played earlier this season, got himself sent off. Has obviously not impressed his manager in training enough to find a way back into this. Big story is that they're still without Viali, who's kind of like, although he hasn't played brilliantly in terms of the average ratings, he is an important player for them down at the back. Balde did brilliant though. Didn't do brilliantly, but he scored. So so I guess that's good. So yeah, decent enough result last time out for Stackington, although they were leading 2-0, I think it was. But yeah, here we are, Staggington against the Badgers. Badgers, I remember Matty Holland to wing back, right wing back maybe was that the only change? I forget, but yeah, Badgers who are having a much better season this time out than they did last time. And Tomasi to DMRC, yeah, I've done that as well. No, so that's all good. Um, I'm on mute. That's okay. Most people have me on mute. That's fine. Um, Tomasi's there and Holland is there. So all good for Badgers as they look to pick up another 3 points. Away to Stackington. They're up to third place Badgers. Good season for them so far. Tomasi gets number 7. That seems fair enough. Badgers are in their lovely away kit and Stackington kicks this one off. And Nelka. Not seen that much to Nelka this season, to be honest. Had a goal or two, but it's Michael Owen, of all people, who opens the scoring for the visitors. Stackington in shock. A little boy running past the big bulky Stackington defenders. Nothing they could do there. Klumper picks up a warning. Rivaldo does things. It's all very text heavy. This, to be completely honest, I've kind of lost lost track of what's going on here. But it's Rivaldo who finds the foe. The equalizer is there. Another small man scores a goal, and it's 1-1 between Stackington and Badgers as we approach half time. Thierry Henry doing things. Here's Michael Owen with his second. Can't keep a good man down, can you? And Badgers take the lead going into half time. I believe so. Stackington did try. Fairly chaotic first half. I think Stackington had more chances than that. They certainly had a lot of possession and a lot of green and yellow was flashing up. But it's Badgers who looks to be in control here. 2-1 lead for them. It's Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes with the assists. Klumpe and Tomasi is having a terrible debut for Badgers, to be honest. Swap with Mendieta, I believe it was, with Exiles. He's on the 6. That's not gone well, but I guess the manager's going to leave him on anyway. Um, yeah, those are the options. Agat dropped to the bench. Holland, yeah, he's on a 7, on a yellow, but it's probably going to be all right. Staggington, meanwhile, it was Rivaldo with the assist. Good season for him, his 4th assist of the season. And Jermaine Defoe, who scored a couple of goals last season, fell out of favour a little bit. He's now back in and he has scored for Stackington, of course. So let's see if the manager wants to do anything. He has got Yakubu on the bench who could come in potentially. Owen Hargreaves as well, I guess, and Martin Palermo potentially for Anelka. Anelka, I mean, the man, the myth, and not so much the legend in this particular iteration of the Super League, and not really done wonders for Stackington. I'm not really sure if he's done wonders anywhere, to be honest. 8 goal for Haggis wasn't too bad. Been thrown about a little bit. Uh, Oliveira for Yakubu. That's ambitious. Where is he? There we go. And that's it. Right. I guess. down to fast and 15 minutes of the second half coming up. Let's see if anything happens here. Doesn't look like it. Although here comes Tomas, he finds Owen, but not a hat trick for Owen. Let's see if he gets pulled as well as Amoroso got earlier with with East Coast. Even Smothers a good save from him. Rockenbacks comes forward, finds the foe. Giggs trips the foe. Giggs picks up a yellow. That's unusual. Yeah, not good for Staggington. Not good. Still on 2-1. Badgers on 9-5. We're gonna have to be a bit of a dramatic turnaround here. Gmo Klump is now down on 6. Everyone's on 7s. Michael Owen is on an 8, along with Davidson Giggs. Fitness wise, everyone is doing pretty well. Are we going to see Rayad? Are we going to see a Gat? There's no real direct replacements. Could maybe put Holland in centrally and put a Gat back on, or even Rayad out on the right hand wing with his 20 dribbling and all this. I mean, he's a born winger, isn't he? But not sure if the manager sees it that way. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Badgers wants to do. Meanwhile, Rivaldo's on a 9. He's having a brilliant game, but it's uh, it's been tricky for Staggington. Manager has come up with a solution. It's Martin Palermo for Guigu. Um, Eagles up top. Yeah, Kubo drops down. I'm not sure what kind of order you want these boys in. If you want Defoe in the middle, for example, um, you can perhaps ponder that for a second and let us know the order. Meanwhile, Badgers. Um, Defoe middle, please. Thought as much. And Badgers, yeah, I'm not sure if the manager wants to do anything, as the eldest is still up. Perhaps, perhaps Mr. Mourinho is a MC. Yeah, 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 I get you. Um, and Tato says as is, or he doesn't. Message retracted. What the hell is this? As is or not? Let's get Red on. Come on, man. No, it was fine. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But indeed, maybe as is. Great, no sign of Rayad. Half an hour coming up of non-stop action, no doubt, with plenty of goals to talk about. Defoe definitely comes forward. Did I put Defoe in the middle? I did. Excellent. Um, let's see, 20 minutes left to play. It looks as if both teams have had chances. Um, oh, time almost runs out here. Given lets it run free. Not sure what happens. Lets it run three, but Scholes picks it up. Anyway, he saved it, so that's good for Given. Palermo and Anelka and Defoe doing their best to combine to find the back of the net. Last chance saloon for them here, I believe. Oh, Okoronkwo clears it. There comes Henri. Given turns it behind. It'll be a corner from Giggs. Shea Given with another good save. Badges with another corner, but there's no time to take it. Final whistle. And they run out 2-1 winners. 49 shots on target there. And 6-4 for Stackington. Um, Shea Given man of the match, saving 7 out of those 9 shots. Costa's on a 9 as well. So is Rigaldo. He got the assist as well. And Defoe came in and got a goal. Just a shame that they couldn't prevent Badgers from pouring forward and having so many bloody chances. Rocking back on a 6. Looking good for Badgers this season. Indeed, it is. Average ratings weren't brilliant, but they hold on for a 2-1 lead and for a 2-1 win, and they're sitting pretty towards the top of the table. Still top three, maybe even second. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll soon find out. Last game of the evening is Foss Road against Dudley. We'll see if Steve's finished driving. I'm not seeing smuts about, but we will see how Foss Road go this evening. Um, Oh, we'll have a look at the lineup actually. One change, I believe. Back comes in for Whoopla for the injured Ronaldinho. We'll be missing him for about a week's time. He's not been brilliant anyway, so um, well, neither is back to be honest. But there we go. So that's a change for Foss Road. They are in sixth. They had a slight turn of fortunes here with 3 wins in a row, and then they lost 3-0 to Staggington, of course. Dudley and Haggis are the two home games, opportunities to pick up more points and continue their run in the top six if they can hang on against Dudley. Let's see. Dudley are unchanged, I believe. Collins is injured. Franca's in there. There's Cloyvert, and there's transfers coming up for Dudley, I guess. So we will see a slightly different lineup next time out. But here we go. Ariel Ortega still captain for. Not entirely sure why. Not entirely sure why he's still playing, but Steve's in charge here, um, and he's obviously happy with him. So let's see how it goes when Foster Road takes on Dudley Hill. Is Vogel moving clubs again? I think he might be. I'll have to have a look at all these. I'll have to have a look at all the transfers and get back to you, obviously, once they are all done. Which will delay the packs, in case you're wondering, because it might take a bit of time to do that. We'll see how it pans out over the weekend, but I'll get you the packs as soon as possible, obviously. Good that I had that to talk about because the first sort of 30, 35 minutes have been pretty uneventful. We're coming up to half time now. There's one or two chances for Foss Road, though. A good save by Hetman, but it's 0-0 as we head into the break. 3 shots for Foss Road, one for Dudley. Nothing really to write home about or take us on a six, but so it's pretty much everyone else. Roberto Carlos was having a great season. Got a goal last time out and a 10. He's doing okay-ish. Got a yellow. Not brilliant for Dudley. We'll bring up the Foss Road numbers. Van Bronckhorst and Kevin Hoffland doing okay. Beckham is on a six, so it's back. It's not looking particularly good for the home side, although they have had the most shots, just not really on target. Um, Fitness wise, no concerns for either manager, I guess, here at half time. Conditions here are 90% for both. We'll see if Steve's around still. He was earlier. Um, just give it a couple of minutes. Oh, he'll roll. Excellent. Thanks, Steve. We'll let it roll until 60 and see if anything happens. Argel to Beckham. Back to Cambiaso. Hedman does well to parry it. He's had a good season, Hedman. As mentioned, only 5 goals conceded by Dudley so far. Clearly the best defense now, especially after Exiles conceded 2 this evening, didn't they? That brings them up to 11. They were on 9 or 8, something like that. That's a red card, though. Roberto Carlos, he was already on a yellow and he has picked up a red. We'll see what the manager wants to do at this point. Um, Maybe pull Ortega out, centralized Franca, Milevski on the left, or is it Sinoni? Who do we have in terms of positions? I guess Milevski would be the obvious to put out there. Kelata can play out there as well, though, and Fogel by himself in the center. It's also an option for the manager. Um, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's bad going down to 10, but at least he has option and he has coverage here, so he can make some changes to stay in it. Kalatza left, Vogel central, exactly as I was hoping for because that's nice and easy. We'll roll till 60 with this and see if oh, that's another red card though. Uh, I hadn't somehow slowed it down, so things went really fast. So we're up to 65 now, and that's Lasisi being sent off. Foss Road still haven't scored, so that's good news, Steve. Um, so we'll treat this as the 60-minute break. Um, and yeah, I don't know what you want to do. That's unlucky. 4 yellow cards to 2 players. I guess Milevski's gonna have to come on for Franco or Ortega, maybe. One at the back would be brave with 15 minutes left to play, but you never know. You never know what will happen here. while Steve ponders that, we'll just have a quick look at Foss Road and see 4-2. They haven't been able to do anything. Dudley are absolutely dominating defensively, keeping them completely out of it, uh, especially down with 10 men. And that's a very impressive performance from them. Defensive display by Lucio there, looking very good there. Low average ratings though, which is surprising considering how well they've done it. Uh, Ortega for Milevsky left DMC. And swap with Kalatsa, Lucio Central, Franca for Brosek, two up top. I I guess like this. That's my attempt. That's my attempt anyway. I hope that works out. Perfect. Oh well, brilliant. Telepathic effort there. Thanks very much, Steve. 15 minutes left to play. We'll slow it down because surely something's going to happen with Dudley down to 9 men now. I mean, if Foster can't capitalize on this, then it's going to be a long season for them. 10 minutes left to play now. Ardle comes forward. There's Cole, finds Kluivert. Van Nistelrooy is there as well. They have got the firepower, but it's Hedman who is who's stopping everything. Joe Cole comes forward. Milevsky heads it clear. Gerard Van Bronckhorst. Totti is there. Gerard there. I mean, Hedman again and again and again, saving Dudley in this one. Can they hold on though? I mean, impressive as it is to have held on so far. If they can do it for another 8, 9 minutes, whatever is added on, that's going to be even more impressive. Brosek comes forward. Kluivert straight in offside position. Only 2 minutes to be added on. Good news for Dudley Hill as they look to hold on to this one. 4 minutes to play now. Van Nistelrooy with a crashing drive gone clean over. 2 minutes left to play, and there goes the final whistle. Dudley Hill somehow holds on. It's it's a valiant effort from them. Brilliant, brilliant performance from Hedman in the goal. That's his first man of the match award of the season, which is perhaps surprisingly, but only 5 conceded in 8 now. Excellent. Absolutely take that. Good point with 10 men. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a shame to be missing Leticia and Roberto Carlos next time out with suspension, but that's a fair price to pay for a point away from home at Foss Road. Tato will take this as well, chasing pack, not gaining on them, so that's good news. Um, and let's see what else is here. Yeah, not really much to talk about Foss Road. They should have scored. That's kind of as easy as it is. They should have scored, but brilliant goalkeeping performance from Dudley Hill. That rounds up this evening's action. Foss Road 0-0 with Dudley Hill, as we just saw. Haggis lost at home 4-0 to East Coast Los Santos, hung on against Fulchester. Well, hung on is a strong word. Fulchester only had the one shot in the second half, but they did score. Sanctuary 2-2 with Exiles, Sloths and 1-1 with a 1-1 game with Burn there. Badgers beating Stackington 2-1 away from home, and Vikings going first with that win over Stanley. Let's have a look. Indeed, Vikings are first. They are on 18 points. So are Exiles, but they have got an extra goal scored. I guess that's the separator. Badgers just behind them. East Coast not far behind. Fulchester still up here thanks to the brilliant start to the season, and so is Stackington. Los Santos just behind. Foss Road, everyone on 13, whatever. Here 11. Stanley's dropped down a little bit as well now. Northern Burn, game in hand, they win that. They're on 12, which is kind of decent enough territory. Everyone is kind of close here. Sloths on 7. Yeah, Haggis and Sancte, that's starting to be a little bit critical. I would say for the bottom three, they need to start finding 3 points. Before we go, we'll have a quick look at the fixtures. Badgers host Vikings in a big clash next time out. Dudley are hosting Sancte. Sancte, they're going to have to take advantage of those two suspended players. Foss Road host the Haggis. Fulchester host East Coast. It's Northern Burn against Exiles, another big clash. Stackington against Los Santos, 6-7. Big game there as well. And Stanley against Sloths, another interesting encounter. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next Thursday. Packs will be out as soon as I can. There are plenty of transfers to get through though, so I need to sort that out. So I can't promise tomorrow morning, but they will be out sooner rather than later. Thank you very much as always for joining, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening and speak to you very soon. Good night.